In 3, 2, 1. We are live for the debut we're calling, I guess, MothBroth for now. I am your host, Timothy Spears, aka the Mothman, and I'm here today with my lovely partner in crime, Corey J. Jules, also known as Bunny Rabbit, B Rabbit for short. Recently nicknamed to, what was it, Pit Viper?
Yes.
Because she's an evil bitch. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, guys. So basically all we're going to do here is just chit chat and bullshit for a little bit and see how it works out. And then as we further these shows, maybe start telling some scary stories, some disappearances, things that I like doing of that nature. We're going to be audio only for now until I can figure out my whole camera setup. So, Corey, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Excited.
yeah, right. It's pretty nervous. As I was telling you before we got on here, it feels like a job interview.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, and it's just neat to finally have all this set up and get going. I might have to do something with this. This is distracting, but I'm talking about the computer for those of you listening. Anyways, so Corey, you are a kickboxing instructor. What do you do? Why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Oh, okay.
Whoa. What was that?
I don't know. I lost an ear.
You lost an ear?
Mm-hmm.
I gained one.
Oh, whoa.
There's a short in these wires.
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
There we go. Oh.
Good?
Good. Yes.
I think there's just a short in those wires. Anyways, we'll edit that out. So yeah, why don't you start by telling people who you are, and then I guess eventually I'll have to tell people who I am too.
You don't want to start with you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's start with me. So fuck, where do I start? So guys, hello. My name is like I said, Timothy Spears. I am originally from Alabama, I guess. I moved to Fort Collins, Colorado about it's almost 5 years now. I think it'll be 5 years in January. And that fucking nose whistle. But I moved to Colorado about 5 years ago, and it's been a pretty good experience since I moved here. I don't really. I guess I just started working at Under Armour. I don't really have a job. I don't really do much. And I guess the cool thing was I just recently got back from Alaska shooting a show for Netflix. Can't say what it is yet, and fuck, I don't even know what if they're going to call it the same thing or what they're going to do with that. But yeah. So fuck, I don't really know how to describe myself like that. I haven't really ever done much with myself, I guess. I've done all kinds of odd jobs and shit, but as far as doing anything outstanding, I can't say I have. And yeah, I just kind of moved to Colorado so I could smoke weed and not go to jail. Yeah, I'll have to get better at this for sure. I'm so bad at it. But yeah, I wanted to do a podcast for a while, I guess, just because I like entertaining. I like talking. I love fucking talking. Actually, that's funny. So I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he said that he got in trouble in school for talking a lot. Dude, and that's all I ever got in trouble for was fucking talking all the goddamn time. I got paddlings for talking. So
wow.
Yeah, it was in Alabama.
Yeah.
In the 90s too, so they don't fuck around.
No.
I mean, we host black people through the 60s, so but yeah, I've always wanted to kind of do something like this, and I've had this equipment for fucking 3 months now, and just now getting into recording something. So yeah, I picked up bow hunting last year, or I started getting into it last year, and this was my first year to go hunting. That was fucking fun, for as short-lived as that was. Yeah, no, I think we're just gonna I'm gonna have to figure that out, how to describe myself better, maybe.
Backpacking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're out, like, yeah.
Hiking. Yeah, all that shit. Forgot about all that.
Mountain running, trail running.
Well, I haven't done that as much anymore. It's probably
but you
why.
did.
Yeah. Okay, so then if we're adding some accolades, then I guess all that shit started last year, because that's when I met before COVID hit, that's when I started working at Blackjack's, and that's where I met Mike, and yeah, he got me into, I guess, trail hiking, like long trails. So yeah, what we would do would shit, we would just backpack. We're doing the Colorado Trail. For those of you that don't know, I'm gonna have to fix that. See if I can edit that out. Just hold your nose.
Breathe out of my mouth.
Just shove a tampon in there. There you go, mouth breather. Yeah, no, we were doing the Colorado Trail, which is I think it's 486 miles from start to finish. It starts in Denver. Yeah, be careful with that. It starts in Denver, and then ends Durango, I think. And it's split into sections. The sections are different lengths and stuff like that. For those of you that don't know, some of them are 10, 11 miles. Some of them are fucking 20. One of them's 30. Segment 6 was 30. You didn't do that one. It was
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so that's what we did last year. That was the last one we did last year. That's what we ended on. Was it? Yeah. That was 30 miles long. That shit was fucking gnarly. So yeah, these fucking it's just glitching out hardcore, huh?
Yeah.
To figure that out. Or maybe everything's plugged in. I don't know. Having some equipment failures. Anyways, so yeah, we were doing the backpacking, and then that led into, at some point during that's when I started, well, no, God, that requires a whole story to tell. So, guys and girls, ghosts and ghouls, what I did was, I've always been really lazy. Here we go. There we go. I've always been pretty lazy, and I'm smoking a blunt. I've always been pretty lazy, or at least really good at being lazy. It's not that I don't, what is the word? Who likes to work? It's not that I don't like to work. I would just rather make my own money doing stuff that's less intensive and not making someone else a fuck ton more money. So, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, the lazy thing. Yeah, so I was a personal trainer when COVID hit. I had COVID that month before, I think, in February. And nice. So yeah, COVID, the lockdown happened on March 19th, and then the gym closed. And I knew that if I let myself, I'd get really lazy. So I made it a point to at least get up early in the morning and just get on the treadmill. So we have a treadmill in our garage. Make it a point to get out on a treadmill and walk every morning. And that's when I started watching those motivational films on YouTube, or the compilations and stuff. And through that, that's where I found Cam, or I found David Goggins first. And for those of you that know Goggins, you fucking know him. For those of you that don't know, David Goggins is probably the most hard-ass motherfucker on the planet. Get his book. It's Can't Hurt Me. One of the best stories you'll ever hear, read, listen to him talk. He went from 300 pounds to a Navy SEAL within a year. And to be a Navy SEAL, first of all, is just a huge feat in and of itself. But he had to get down to, I think, 180. So he lost like 180 pounds in just like 3 months or something. It was a ridiculous amount of weight in a very small amount of time. And just that whole story, man, I would be on the treadmill walking and crying. Because it makes you feel like fuck, dude, this dude's such a badass, and I haven't done a goddamn thing, comparatively anyways. But so that's when I started like interval running on the treadmill. And David's always running and shit in his inspirational Instagram videos and all that stuff. So at some point during that, I started I'd be walking for I think 30 minutes, and then I started doing intervals. So I would like run or jog for a minute, and then I'd walk for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'd do that for 30 minutes. And then it got to where I could run a mile, and I never liked running on pavement. It just fucking hurts, or I just don't like it. And so at some point during this, that's when Kelsey, so this girl I worked with at the gym, she was a little badass CrossFit chick. She was like, well, hey, why don't you come run the Black Squirrel Half Marathon? And I was like, the fuck is that? First of all, it's a half marathon. What? I think it's because I told her, hey, I just started running, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, you should come run a half marathon. It's like, roger that. So let's go. So my running had started like really getting, I guess, running like maybe a mile or so. I don't know. 'Cause I started one with Ross. like maybe that 2.5 mile loop on the road. And that had to be during June and July because I got those Cam Hanes trail runner shoes at the beginning of August, I think. And that's when I started trail running. That was because I have that on my phone actually. My first trail run was early August. I got like a mile, fuck. I think I did 3 miles that first day. I went 1.5 miles in, 1.5 miles out. And it was before you even got to that ridge line. So you remember, this trail we're talking about, or that I'm talking about, guys, is Coyote Ridge Trail. It's kind of like a road for 1 mile exactly to that little cabin.
Yeah.
It goes, it's pretty flat and straight, and then it elevates maybe, maybe 60, 70 feet, something like that. And it kind of like, what's the word?
Weaves some hairpins.
Ridge. What the fuck's it called when you're hiking? What's that called? It goes back and forth.
Switchbacks?
Yes. So the road kind of switchbacks a little bit, just a little bit. And then it plateaus, running perpendicular to the trail, how it starts. And then it jumps back down. And then you end up at this cabin. And then it turns into a trail. So I went a little bit past that the first day. And then just started. And I was like, okay, next time I'm fucking making it to the top. And I did. And so that whole thing in and out's 4 miles. And then so I started running that twice a week in August. And then the race was September 19th. And I fucking ran that and did it. And I finished it in like I think it was 2:35. Might have been 2:37. And for someone that never runs, like, that was a big deal for me. And I pretty much quit running after that and haven't ran in a year. It's been a year.
Well, and you would also post videos every morning, pretty much, after your run.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Because that's how we kind of, that's how we didn't meet that way, but that's how we started hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I was getting really into the inspirational stuff because I felt like if I could do it, fuck man, anybody can. And that's still the case. If I can fucking do any of this stuff, anybody can, because I am no one special, especially as far as athletics go. So yeah. So that happened. And then, actually, I forgot about that too. So that race was on the 19th. It was a Saturday. That week was like a trophy week for me, because what I did was that Sunday prior to the race. Is that the right word? Prior?
Yeah.
Prior to the race, we did Long's Peak for my first 14er.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mike, the buddy I just talked about earlier, we did Long's Peak, which is, I can't remember how tall. It's like 14.5 or 14.6 maybe. I don't know. It might not, that's too tall. Maybe it's 14. I don't remember what it is. Anyways, and then the last 1.5 miles, dude, takes like 3 hours just because it's so sketchy.
Yeah. And
for those of you that have done it, you know exactly. We went the keyhole route, so you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that haven't or don't know what I'm talking about, so obviously a 14er is a mountain at 14,000 feet. This one is known to be pretty gnarly just based on the route. So there's like 3 or 4 different routes. Somebody died there that day. I forgot about that. So one of the routes that you can take, you can climb up, and he was fucking solo climbing, and he fell and fucking died. Because when I was hiking down, the helicopter was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that would fucking suck.
Well, yeah. I mean,
because just it's a fucking crazy thing to think about, because your whole day, you know what I mean? Like, you woke up early, you're all pumped up, you hike this gnarly fucking trail to get to the Alpine region, and then when you get above tree line, it's a fucking you can see it right there, but it's fucking hours away.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But we did that 14er, and I did it in like right at 12 hours, I think, because we pulled up at I think we pulled up at 12. Maybe a little bit after 12 midnight, and then I got done at like 1 or 2, and then they didn't get back until like 6:30. I was so fucking mad.
Yes.
I was so mad. I was livid. I mean, it was my fault. I should have drove my own car, had more food. I didn't think they would take that long. Oh my God, it was so bad. But so we did that Sunday, and then that Tuesday, and this is really funny too. I forgot about this. I had read or understood the purpose of tapering. Like, you do that shit for like CrossFit athletes do that stuff. Like, you're eating all this food and you're putting out this huge workload, and and then the week of, like, you're toning it down.
Yeah.
Like track stars do the same thing. Distance runners, you tone it down as far as your output, but you're still taking it in because your body's primed for it. So by the time your event comes up, you're chocked full of fucking calories, but your body's still ready to go.
Yeah.
So what I did was we did that hike, and then I think Tuesday for my running day, it what did we do? I went to the ridge, and I was like, I'm gonna get 6 miles in today, and it fucking snowed that day. I was soaking wet. There's a video of it on my Instagram. I went 2 miles to the top and then a mile in, which goes down that backside and into that big plateau that's in the back. Like I guess it's private land, but that trail runs through it.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I was just waiting for I used that was it My Run app. Oh. And I was just waiting for her to let me know I hit that 3rd mile mark because I was getting fucking tired, and it was cold. Like my hands were getting fucking cold. And edit. Flag that. So I ran 6 miles Tuesday. That's the longest I'd ever ran. And then I didn't run the rest of the week. I might have run a mile like Thursday. I can't remember. I don't think I did. And then ran. My shoes logged, I think it was 14 and a quarter is what my shoes logged. And the half is supposed to be 13.1. So that was a 15-minute story about myself. All from just within the last year. But yeah, no, that kind of gives you an idea of who I was last year. This year is kind of slid downhill, boozing a lot more, and started drinking a lot of drinks. But I get that hold and I'll be good. So, Corey. So, ladies and gentlemen, Corey and I used to work at the gym together that I spoke of. She worked in sales, right?
Yep, membership.
Mm-hmm. Sales.
Fancy name for sales.
So sales, yeah. Yep. So she worked in sales, and I was a personal trainer. That's how we originally met. Mm-hmm. And then you left, and that was kind of that. Yeah. And then when I was running, doing all the running, as she said earlier, I was posting a lot of like videos while I was running, just motivational type stuff. And you messaged me, and then that's how we became really good friends. Yeah. And best friends now, I would say. Yeah. Probably. Most days. You suck a lot of those days. Like today.
Okay.
JK, LOL. But yeah, no, Corey's a lovely person. She's been hiking with me. We did, this year, I got you into hiking. Yep. You got your stuff too. All your backpacking stuff. You don't have a tent. But,
I don't. Well, I have half a tent, technically. I have a partial tent.
What do you mean?
The Hyperlight system.
Well, sort of. That's been paid off. That's been paid off. So that is no longer any of your property. Okay. But yeah, no. So I got her into hiking, and we skipped segment 7, but we did segment 8. Yep. And then did we do 9 and 10? Yeah. So we did 8, and then we went back and we did 9 and 10. Yep. Yeah.
And we also, but the first one we did was.
No, it was just segment 8 because it was like 20 miles long. It took us 2 days. But
no, because originally we went up with all the quartz mine. Do you remember the quartz mine?
Okay.
Mike and Brittany?
Yeah. We went
that was segment 2.
Yeah, we did segment 2 together. I forgot about that. Yeah. So that was your first one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we did segment 2 together with Mike and Brittany, who I originally did segment 2 with the first time last year. Yeah. Kind of just to warm our legs back up because it's pretty low elevation. Those of you that have not done that trail, it's a fucking desert. There's no water. There's water at the beginning, and then there's water at that firehouse. But the trail's only like 12 miles. It's not terribly far. No, I don't even think it was 12 miles. It might have been 10. I think it was 12.
But I think that it was 12.
It's not a bad hike.
No.
Oh, so the first time I went on it though, it was fuck. Well, no, it's not a bad hike because you out hiked the fuck out of us.
Well, that's because I'm competitive.
Well,
with myself.
That's fair. Yeah, because I am too. But that's what got me in trouble with Mike and them. That's why they quit hanging out with me. They just wanted to go hike with me because I would just fucking dust them. Yeah. And that made them feel bad or something. I thought that was really weird. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck how slow or fast you are. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
I cared that day at Long's Peak. because that was a completely different situation.
That's a completely different. Yeah, that's a whole different.
At least the camping stuff, we're all going to end up in the same spot.
Exactly. You're all going to the same place.
Yeah, we're all going to the same place, and we have. I'll have food.
Yeah.
And water waiting.
Yeah.
Whereas there, it's no bueno. So yeah, you dusted us because I was telling Mike, I was like, look at this bitch, she's fucking just smoking us right now. And but again, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, so the first time I did segment 2, that was gnarly, because I didn't have a good Osprey pack. Shout out to Osprey for making the dopest backpacks ever.
Amazing.
They're pretty dope.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't have an Osprey. I had a external frame pack that I used when I was a kid, and that I used actually elk hunting out here when my papa brought me. And so the pack was super small and uncomfortable, and it's just this, I mean, it's one of those metal ones, you know what I'm saying? It's the big metal frame. And I brought some mushrooms and fucking I've taken acid while I hiked before, and that was no problem. I love tripping and hiking. It's always been a good time. But this one, I don't know what it was. It must have just been I don't know. I really don't fucking know. I think they were penis envies too, which the psilocybin content in those are a little high. They're a little strong. But either way, we got to that quartz mine part where that truck was.
Yeah.
So guys, I think your first mile in, when you hit that mile mark, there's this old quartz mine in the middle of the mountains. There's this old rusted truck that's buried as fuck, I think. And it's just a cool little spot to take pictures.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's wide the fuck open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You can see for a long way. So we were there, and I was like, you know what? Because I was going to wait till camp. I was like, you know what? It's really cool. I'm fucking vibing. This feels great. It's a beautiful day out because there's no fucking clouds. It was before the fire started last year. And yeah. So I pulled the bag out. I think it was only like 2.5 grams, 2 grams. It wasn't a whole lot. Mm-mm. And I asked Ethan if he wanted some, and he was like, I'll take a pinch. So he just took like a little pinch of, like, you know how it breaks up into powder or whatever. Stuff. Yeah. So he just like took a pinch of it for a micro dose, and I just ate the rest of it because I was like, this will be fine. We hit that
famous last words.
It
will be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be good. It was good. It was just it got a little gnarly because what ended up happening, we hit this one spot. I remember what it looks like just because it was such an impactful thing that happened. We hit this one spot, and it what was that?
I don't know. It sounded like a creak. Was it the chair?
The chair. Edit. So it was this one spot where these rocks looked super cool, and we were walking, and dude, the visuals were hitting, like it hit really quick. Because usually, for me at least, especially now for some reason, they take like a long time to kick in. But dude, it was in, I guess it was reasonable. It's probably about 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So I guess it was reasonable. But this rock looked like an old man. Like it was just, to me, I was just like, oh shit, like these are getting heavy. And then, so you remember where we stopped for lunch, right?
Yes.
Where those pine trees were and shit, kind of up top.
Yeah.
Between that spot and there, dude, it had gotten so heavy. Like I was so uncomfortable. Like it came on so quick.
No.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. And the visual, it was just, oh my God, it was so terrifying. And I was like, hey guys, can we please fucking stop? And so we stopped there. We had, they had lunch. Uh-huh. I tried to eat. I think I did after, cause I laid down. I had to lay down, and Mike said, he's like, dude, you were curled the fuck up. Cause it was hurting. When I closed my eyes, it looked like DMT. And I know you've never done DMT, Mm-mm. but for those of you that have, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's really close to what I was seeing inside my head. And I was like, oh shit, I'm about to die. Cause I have this whole philosophy. You get a DMT dump when you die to help transition that. And so that's what's fucked me up with doing DMT now, because every time I do it, I'm like, fuck, this is what you feel like when you die. And so, yeah, I laid there for probably like 20, 30 minutes and it passed. Dude, so what should have been like a 3-4 hour trip was condensed into 1 hour. So it was all that 4 hours of trip just into one. Dude, it was so fucking bad. And then just it started landing after a while. Oh. But yeah, that was my experience with segment 2.
Oh.
And then we got to camp at like fucking 2:00. So it was early I could have done them
Super
there
early,
and
yeah.
been fine. And it was a beautiful spot because you saw it.
No,
No,
you didn't.
Because we camped at a different spot.
Mm-hmm. We didn't.
No. It was the same spot. We were gonna camp there. We just camped across the little trail.
Oh,
because
okay.
we had the fire over there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because we ate those edibles.
Yep.
That was so good. I was fucking trash.
Oh my God.
It was good. It was good. And you say you got weird.
I did. I felt super weird because I don't.
You probably felt weird.
I was super paranoid and like, oh my God, I'm acting like such an idiot right now.
But you weren't even doing anything.
Which is good.
That's good. That's fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. So
it was cold.
It wasn't that cold.
That first one was cold.
I
was
chilly.
cold.
Yeah.
That's the only time I got cold was that first one.
Did you have all your gear then?
I did, but I think I slept in too many clothes.
Did you sweat a lot?
Probably.
Huh. I don't remember much about that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was a fun hike.
It was.
Yeah, we didn't make it to that bear cave.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's a little bit into segment 3.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of which, that whole situation was fucked up too. That's why I can't trust them sometimes. We had to walk like fucking 5 miles on the road. It felt like, dude, we were walking for like 3 hours.
We walked. Yeah, it felt like it was a long time.
And it's like, oh, let's just park down here. Why? Fuck, we should just parked at the fucking trailhead and we could have been good. And shit was fucking funny. So yeah. So where were we? What were we talking about? We just got off on talking about hiking.
We did.
Yeah. But yeah, so so that's how we met and that's what we started doing.
Yeah.
And then so why don't you, who are you? Who is B Rabbit? Who is CJ Jules?
Well, now I am a group fitness instructor. So I teach fitness classes.
Nice.
I also do some basement kickboxing classes. Well, actually I just do like once a week now.
Yeah. Tell people about that. What is that?
Yeah, so it came from coaching in an actual kickboxing studio that was unfortunately a casualty of COVID. So the doors closed, and one of my girlfriends has pretty much like a studio in her basement with bags and all kinds of workout stuff. And so she lets a couple of us coaches use that space during the week to coach some old members so that everybody can have that outlet. And so, yeah, I get to see those people that have been around. So I've been kickboxing for 4 years now,
Nice.
Which is crazy.
Nice. Well, you have the body for it.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Well, thank you. With a body built by kickboxing and Tim.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So
it's
Tim also
kickboxing.
trained me
Nah.
for a little bit. And so, yeah. So now I'm teaching group fitness and kickboxing, and started a super fun job over the summer at an armory. So guns and working out.
Yeah.
Which is...
You're like the best chick dude ever.
And I'm totally a chick dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on top of being a mom.
Right? Yeah, you got 2 kids.
I do.
Yeah.
2 kids.
Yeah.
So.
Now, before we get into that,
Yep.
I want to get back to the house kickboxing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get back on that.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what got you into kickboxing? Like what? Because if you want to tell people, you can. I've seen your older pictures.
Yeah.
You've told me stories.
Yeah.
You weren't always the kickboxer.
No.
Per se.
No. I was yeah.
Yeah. So tell people. So what was it that? What was the switch that flipped? And then, yeah, tell people where you were, and then what switched or switch flipped or whatever.
Yeah.
And then how you got to where you are now.
So I grew up being fairly active. Like high school, I played softball. Growing up in high school, that was my life actually. Softball. I lettered. And
You lettered in softball?
I did, and I was second.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Second all-state for center field for 4A, and had 2 college scholarships to play ball. And
you're from you went to school here in Fort Collins,
Fort Collins,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Born and raised.
Yeah, so Fort Collins, Colorado, folks. We got a native here.
Yeah, I know. Ventured
Rare.
as far as Windsor and
Oh.
then came back. Crossed the highway and then came back.
There you go.
Yeah, so super active. And then I didn't go to college. I stayed here. And fitness, I always tried to kind of stay active, but after my first kiddo, actually after high school, partying, freshman 15.
That's like a real thing.
Freshman 20 into freshman 30. And
so what did you go to and from, if you don't mind sharing? Like, what weight were you at?
So in high school, I was at like 115, 120 in high school.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you're pretty petite. You're muscular now. So you're just a petite girl.
I was petite. Yes.
Okay.
Not healthy petite.
Oh, okay.
I was unhealthily petite in high school. And then at my heaviest, not pregnant, I got up to almost 180 pounds.
Not pregnant.
180. Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5" ish. 5'6".
Okay. So you gained some weight.
Yeah.
You gained some weight.
Okay. Lost some weight. Really fluctuated. Tried to do at home workout videos and tried to run. The occasional runner.
Right.
And yeah, that didn't really work. And then the last bout, so at the time I was working in the medical industry. I was doing medical equipment, which was a super stressful job. A lot of hours, 70 hours of working on top of a family. So that was super stressful. And I started kickboxing for stress relief. One of my girlfriends, my coworker, one of my best friends, actually, she started kickboxing. And she would go in her lunch hour, and I didn't take a lunch hour at the time. I worked. That's all I did was just worked. And yeah, super unhappy, and my family life was suffering because of that. And so I was like, I need an outlet. I need to figure something out. So I had a coupon in my purse that she had given me, and I had it for like 6 months. And finally I just hit a wall and was like, today's the day. So I stopped on my lunch hour and signed up for a free class and turned into a kickboxing addict. It was once a week, and then it was 3 times a week, and then it was 7 days a week very quickly. And then
so you just jumped straight in.
Because it felt so good. For those of you who haven't kickboxed, I really recommend it if you can do it with not a hanging heavy bag, but a heavy bag with a base on it. You can let out some serious aggression, and it just feels good.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is fun. If you have shoulder injuries, don't go.
Yeah. True.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, well, that's awesome. So I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
That's so you were just, excuse my language, you were blimped up.
Yeah.
You had both of your kids at the time?
No, I had just had my son. So my son at the time, I had both my kids.
Okay.
Yeah, both my kids. Yeah, because like I said, that was 4 years ago, and my daughter just turned 5. So, yeah.
I'm trying to figure this thing out. Okay, so you had both of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, both my kids.
And then so it was basically just kind of your life kind of bottlenecked.
Yeah.
You were unhappy.
Yeah.
You noticed it, which was good, and then you wanted to change that.
Yeah.
Which is fucking really good. And then not only did you want to change it, you actually did.
Yeah.
You took those steps and made those first steps, which for a lot of people seems really difficult. I mean, even for me, it's hard as fuck to start something especially something like that.
Yeah.
It's scary. I mean, even now, it's not scary to me. It's
intimidating.
Well, yeah, because it's fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
It's just 1 hour of like fucking go. It's like a I can't say that. CrossFit class is pretty gnarly too. If you go to a good one. Which
I still haven't. I would love to do that. I would love to try that sometime.
So the gym that we worked at,
yeah.
I'm not going to say its name.
No.
I'm not going to advertise that fucking place. The gym we worked at, so the one at that one location,
yes,
that one's really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then actually I think they bought out Yeti CrossFit too.
Oh.
So they got all their equipment and stuff in there.
Okay.
And they pretty much redid that whole gym area to make it CrossFit. Which is kind of fucked because that left just that one place with the basketball goal or basketball court because we took ours away and made that turf area out of it.
Oh,
you were there? Was you there for that?
Yeah, but there was still half of it.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, half of it, but fucking half a court. Yeah, you can't do shit on that. There we go. It was building up. Yeah, no, but that's fucking awesome, man. Because like I said, it's really hard to, I guess, to do all those things that you did, to notice that you're unhappy, notice that it's affecting not only you but your family, your kids, were you married at the time?
I was married at the time.
Yeah, so your husband, and so that's going to create its own fucking problems right there. But you notice that, and then you're like, okay, I need to change it. So that's a good thing. Instead, it's been like, oh, fuck it. This is just how life is, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I get like that about a lot of stuff, and I'm sure fucking millions of people, billions of people do. And, and then so taking that step, and then first that you had a friend that did that. That was
huge.
That's big.
Seeing her gears switch because of it was what did it, because she was like, seriously, you need to come do this. It really makes a big difference. And it was, okay, I will. And I just never, because I'm really good at not putting myself first all the time. So I like to make sure everybody else is taken care of.
I can attest to that.
Before I am. So it feels selfish at first, when you want to take that time for yourself, even though it's not selfish, it's self-care. So that was a little.
That's good. Can you say that one more time? It's not selfish, it's self-care. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
Yeah. No. So you saying that, I actually said something similar to the same thing, at that commune, the community thing that I went to.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we were talking about, but, and I don't remember if I had heard someone say it. I'm pretty sure I have. And I kind of just put me into it.
Yeah.
So you have to be selfish in order to be selfless.
Absolutely.
Because you're doing a injustice to other people if you're not serving yourself properly first. For instance, if it was me and you, my boozing, so first of all, let me back this up here. So I'm not a huge boozer, guys. I do get a pint of Terramana tequila, and I will advertise that shit all day. I will get a pint of Terramana tequila every night, and I will drink all of it every night, starting at 5:00. So at least I'll do that. But so I'm not drinking all day and beating her and shit. But
no. Oh my God, no.
But yeah, no. I forgot my whole point of that. So say, like, what was we talking about?
Self-care.
Yes.
And taking care of yourself first.
Exactly. So if it had gotten to where I was drinking all day and then just not doing anything, because, my whole job situation's been fucked up this whole year.
Yeah.
Everything's been fucked up. Yeah. My life has been fucking super.
In limbo. It's been kind of in a state of limbo.
It's been, I've been in, I'm hanging out with Constantine and all his fucking whatever. But, if I'd let that go, you know what I mean? It's not fucking, first of all, it's not fair to you.
Yeah.
But what am I doing with myself? Because it's my life. You know what I mean? So you've got to take care of yourself first. And you've got to take as best care of yourself as you can in order to provide as best care you can for other people. Absolutely. In my opinion. Yeah. And that's probably why I'm so horrible at caring for other people, because I care so little for myself. My self-care meter is plateaued. Plateaued is the wrong word. It's like if it was one of those mercury thermometers, it'd be down, if the negative's frozen just in the ball where it's stored up. Well, that's fucking awesome, man. Yeah. So like I said, you having that friend there for you, and you being able to see what it's doing for her, that's a huge thing. And also it's lucky, because a lot of people don't have that.
No.
A lot of people don't have friends, or I can't say they don't have friends, but maybe a lot of people don't have friends that do stuff. Like my brother. My brother doesn't. To be fair, where I live, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. But, my brother doesn't have a whole lot of friends. He's always on, I guess like every other kid, he's on video games all fucking day. Yeah. Like I talked to him the other day. He's 16. I was like, what are you doing, man? He's like, playing Fortnite. It's like, what the fuck for, man? But he gets a game and he just runs through it and he beats it so quick. Yeah. Hey, he's a smart motherfucker, man. And that's a whole nother conversation of who he would be had my parents, or not my parents, but my mom and my former stepdad put him on Ritalin and fucking nuked him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Basically made him autistic. Not full-blownsies, but he's definitely on the spectrum now, for sure. And he wasn't before. And they were just old and fat. And again, right there, they weren't taking care of themselves. Yeah. They were working these, I don't really know or care what the fuck Richard was doing, but my mom, at least she goes to work, she sits down in a chair all day, and then she doesn't work out, so you come home, so you're sick. You're eating bad food, you're sick, you're not healthy. in mentally either. And then so you have this whole pattern going on of you're exhausted, and then for some fucking reason you decided to have a kid so I was 19, so she was 30, so 40. You know what I mean? And which is fine if you're gonna be, but you have to, in my opinion, if you're at that age and you're thinking about having kids. I don't have any kids, but I would think that you would put a little bit more forethought into it, because you're going to be fucking 55 when that kid's 15. He's going to want to fucking play. She's going to want to play. You know what I mean? Or they're going to want to do stuff.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be taking care of yourself to provide good care for them. You have to do shit like that. And my little brother just ran them up the goddamn wall, because he was just like, he was fucking all
just like a kid. I mean, that's what
he
kids do.
He was a kid,
kids
and he was hyper, and they couldn't fucking handle it.
They like to do those things.
Yeah, and so they fucking put him on Ritalin or whatever. It's whatever. I think it was Ritalin, and it just zombified him, man. And I've heard stories of other people that happening to them too, and people they know. Yeah. But to see that happen. And then, it's so crazy, because it's like it steals the life out of them, or something. It's so weird, because I remember his smile and his smile now, like how his smile was when he was, fucking 6, 7, and then how his smile looks now. Yeah, it's just the emotion, his emotional level. It's not, you know what I mean? It's horrible to see. Yeah, it's, and then that there was one day when I was there visiting. Me and my mom, we were on the couch watching TV. It was at night, and he was playing games, and I heard him laugh. I've never heard him laugh. Since he became like that. Yeah, I've never heard him laugh, and I heard him laugh, and I looked over at Mom, and she just smiled, and she was like, "Duran, like that's one of the greatest things, like when he laughs in his sleep, because he never laughs, and it makes me, it's so sad. Yeah, it pisses me off too, because it's their fault, because they're fucking lazy." Again, they weren't taking care of themselves, and they still don't. And that's kind of getting me back to where I was originally not originally, but kind of where I wanted to segue into, was I had a conversation with my mom again the other day, and it's the same little shit, man. I'm tired. I'm like, Mom, I mean, what are you doing? Go work out. She's like, I've always had to have somebody there with. I was like, well, you need to fucking change that. Yeah. It's like, make a change. You know what I mean? Like, take that step and do it. Like, cool, you don't like working out by yourself. Fucking so what? You're fat. You're out of shape. I'm not being mean about it, but I'm being honest. You're fat. Fucking do something about it, because you need to stay around as long as you can, because you've got 3 kids. You got one still with you. Anyways, I get heated talking about that. It makes me so mad. It makes me, because I have my problems, obviously. I get lazy, but I'm very, very self-aware. I'm not sure if my mom is, or maybe she is, but maybe she's lying to herself and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that. I mean, everybody does that shit, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why we're gonna start talking about that. This is good. I like this. This is fun.
This is fun.
So what else could we talk about? We'll edit this part out. Just cut some stuff out, and then but yeah, I mean, I guess we could wrap it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah. So tell people how they can find you.
Ooh, how they can find me? Tell people how they can find you.
Well, I will when I end the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you can't really find me. I'm kind of locked up on social media, but I am on social media.
Were you in Facebook jail?
Well, no, everything's private. But
well, they can still find you.
Oh, you can still, yeah. So I'm on Facebook. I actually have 2 Facebook accounts. I've got
because you could probably go with Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram is CJ Jules. At CJ Jules on Instagram.
And that's not Jules spelt like it normally is, folks.
It's no, it's not. It's JUELF like Frank, S like Sam, Jules. So I'm on Instagram. Yep. And
yeah, and then your Casa Kickboxing. Can they look that up online or anything?
It's so it's only on Facebook. It's a private Facebook group because we're pretty selective as far as who has access to those classes.
So if someone was interested, how would they find it? What would they do?
You'd have to look it up on Facebook groups.
Okay, so go to Facebook and then type in Casa. Was it Casa Kickboxing?
Yeah.
Okay, so CASA Kickboxing.
Yep.
Okay.
Or you can
if you're local in Fort Collins or is it Windsor?
Yeah, it's Fort Collins. Fort Collins.
Okay, so NoCo, so Fort Collins, Windsor, Greeley,
Yep.
in this Loveland, in this whole area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, folks. So you hear that? If you're in that area and you want to get into kickboxing, and let me tell you, it's fucking fun. The gym they have down in their basement's really cool. They've got pads down. They've got how many
standing bags? We've got 9.
9 bags.
9 bags.
So 9 bags.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more than sure it's super affordable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's per class.
And Corey's a great teacher. She's fun. She's loud. She's everything you would really want in a good coach. Trust me, guys. I would go to her kickboxing class. And for me, you can find me on Instagram at Mothmans_garage diaries. I'll be putting some stuff out on YouTube once I get the video shit figured out. And this will go out everywhere as soon as I can figure that out.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me, Corey.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys and gals, girls and ghouls, everybody take it easy. Mothmen out.